Do you ever wonder why it sometimes feels so hard to move forward on the goals that are most important to us? Maybe it's exercising more, or finding a new job, or starting a YouTube channel. Well, this was a question that I've struggled with a lot myself, and I think that I found something that's a really good solution. It's called the accountability game. So before I explain the game and how to set it up, because it's really easy and it's really effective, first I need to cover why accountability is so important. Look, it's no secret that getting things done for us ADDers is a bit of a challenge. While we will chronically procrastinate, we eventually will get something done when we need to hand it in to another person, such as an assignment. There's a concept called Pearson's Law, which states that when performance is measured, it improves. And when performance is measured and reported, it improves exponentially. So for our most important goals, we want to take advantage of this. So here's how the accountability game works. You find an accountability buddy, you set up a system for making daily commitments to each other, and you agree up front on what's at stake, what the consequences are if you don't do what you said you'll do. Let me walk you through those three parts and give you more details on how to actually do them. Part number one, find an accountability buddy. I've had coaching clients that have used their spouse as their accountability buddy. I personally, for the accountability buddies that I've had this year, one of them, we were in a mastermind group together and we were both sharing a similar desire to really take our goals to the next level. And that was a free mastermind. And then my current one, Dr. Benjamin Hardy has a year-long program called the Accelerated Momentum Program. Costs like $1,000. Sort of a mastermindy group, if you will, but that's probably a loose definition of mastermind group. Anyway, within that program, I've got an accountability buddy. You could also just look at your friend group, other family members. You could even post something on Facebook and see if anyone's interested, or go to other online forums where you have some community. Now, I'll go into the execution of it in a minute, how you actually put this into place, what I've used and what you can take from what I've used. But first I want to cover the other part, which is to have something at stake. This, for me personally, has been really what the missing piece has been. So with my current accountability buddy, our system is we make a daily commitment to each other and we also set a weekly commitment. If in any one day we don't follow through on what we committed to that day, it's a $25 penalty. And on any 1 week, if we don't follow through what we committed to, it's a $250 penalty. Now those numbers may seem really low or really high and crazy to you, but there's actually just a really easy way to figure it out. All you want to do is find an amount or something at stake that is more distasteful to you than actually this other thing that you need to do. It doesn't have to be monetary either. So the coaching client I mentioned that has an accountability game with his wife, it's to do exercise every morning. And if he doesn't do it, he needs to clean out this section of the garage. But the point of having something at stake is really the crux of what's missing in normal goals. Because any goal that's worth having and that you don't currently have is by definition somewhat out of your comfort zone and is gonna take some effort to get there. So when you're sitting there at night and you're looking at the pain of doing this thing that I really wanna do that's important to me, or the pain of relaxing, which is really not that high, it's very clear which one's going to win. But by putting something at stake, if you don't do it, you want to put something at stake that's more painful than the pain of doing it. And when you do that, 9 times out of 10, you'll follow through. Because remember, you still want to do this thing. A part of you really wants to do it. It's just a little bit painful. And when you compare it against relaxing, it's gonna lose 9 times out of 10. You need to make it a fair fight and pit it against something. So whether that's $25 or $50 or $5 or $1,000, whatever that number or concept is for you, you're creating an environment where you actually want to follow through. So finally, in terms of the actual execution and how you implement this in real life, I've tried a few different things, so I'll share with you my experience. With my current accountability buddy, we have a shared Google spreadsheet. And in this section here, which we've got noted that it's a $25 penalty, we set our daily goal. So for me today, it was film 2 videos. And in the weekly section, we set our weekly goal. So for this week, for me, it's to film 5 videos. With a previous accountability buddy, we did it over text message. So we had agreed on what we were going to do ahead of time. It was more like a 21-day challenge. So we already knew what we were going to be doing each day. And so we simply were able to communicate via text message to confirm that we had completed what we said. But my current accountability buddy and I could just easily text each other our one commitment every day. And in terms of payment, with my first accountability buddy, we never missed a day, so we didn't really figure out the payment thing. Our plan was that we were going to Venmo a mutual friend and then figure it out. With my current accountability buddy, right now we're Venmoing each other. It's at least working in the sense that neither of us wants to be out the money, but a more ideal solution would be if we were paying somewhere else. So as I said, getting myself to follow through on goals that were important to me was always something that I've struggled with. And then 6 months ago, I discovered this accountability game concept, and it really has been revolutionary. I used it to write 21 articles in just 21 days. I used it to quit drinking alcohol. I completed a 45-day meditation challenge where I had to meditate for an hour or more every single day. And I use it to film videos every single week so that I can connect with you. So that's my accountability game system. Check the links in the description below. We are working on trying to put together something for this channel where we can pair people with accountability buddies at no cost or a small cost. So when we get that set up, we'll put a link in the description. It might not be there yet. So if it's not there now, that means that this is something that we're still working on. So have you found an accountability system that works? Are you willing to try setting up an accountability game with someone? If so, what are your ideas? What are your thoughts on this? Would love to know in the comments below. And I've just filmed some amazing videos this week that I'm super excited about that'll be dropping on the channel over the next 2 weeks. So if you're not subscribed already, please do and click the bell so you don't miss those. And with that, I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye, focus friends.